I'll be telling y'all about the time that I was basically backstabbed by a friend. Basically, baby girl lied to my face about a situation involving my now current boyfriend. And so she was telling me that her parents kicked her out because they found out she was gay and all of this other stuff. And I'm just like, oh fucking wow. Okay. She gets a ride over here and she stayed here for about a week. While she was here, she ended up meeting my first love. And we fast forward, not even, I won't even say a few weeks, y'all. It was like a few days later. It was like a few days after Christmas. I get a call from her out of the blue. And she goes, I'm at your man house. And eventually I was like, okay, you know what? Fuck it. Don't even worry about it. I'm gonna come get you. I take her to the nearest fucking McDonald's because that's what she said she wanted. And as we're sitting in McDonald's parking lot, because she was like, okay, I have a friend that's coming to pick me up. So after that happens, maybe a few days after that, I'm like, okay, well, I got her side of the story. Let me get my first love side of the story. I was just like, let me ask him, see what happens, see if the stories match up. Well, y'all, they didn't match up. He tells me, she asked if she could come over. Then he was like, well, why not get Del Taco like your friend? I'm like, friend, what you talking about? He was like, Hannah. I said, how you know that Hannah be eating Del Taco? Because mind you, I didn't even know this. I kid you not, it was almost as if we spoke that girl up. Because almost immediately after that, I get a call on my phone. And who is it? It's Hannah. Okay, y'all, so bear with me because this is where it really starts to get juicy. I'm like, well, damn, here we go. We done spoke up. I answer the phone. She's in my AirPod. That's very, very, very important. And she's like, hey, what you doing? I'm like, girl, nothing, just getting some food. I did not bring up the fact that I was with Tavon at all. She was like, girl, I gotta tell you about your friend. Now, peep how it went from my man to my friend. Don't get me wrong, I was denying it the whole time because we wasn't together. But so she's sitting there and she's like, well, I need to tell you about your friend. I'm like, what friend? What you talking about? She was like, girl, so Tavon came to my house the other day. And I'm like, okay, so girl, what the fuck happened? Like, what's going on? So basically, she's like, yeah, so he came over the other day. He took me to Del Taco, which I already knew. We had just talked about it. Then she goes into this elaborate ass story. And I really wish that I could tell y'all like everything that was said. But mind y'all, like I just said, it was 3 fucking years ago. So I really don't remember. I can't like sit here and tell you word for word what happened. So at this point, I think she has her own apartment because they met. All of that stuff happened with like me being at her house, me coming to get her. That happened in December. All of this is happening in May. She was just like telling me how, yeah, we met up and, you know, he basically took her to Del Taco. By the time they got home, they was chilling in the car and basically he sexually harassed her is what she tried to say. So I'm like, he sexually, like, are you trying to tell me that he made you uncomfortable? Because like she never said those exact words, but I can tell you a little bit of what she said. These are her words. She was like, I kept trying to get out of the car. He would put his hand on my thigh in order to stop me. She's like, T, you know that I'm very hypersexual and I was not attracted to him, like, even in the slightest. I did not really know what to believe at that point because I'm just like, I know that he's a flirt. You know what I'm saying? And she was telling me how basically they were in the car, sitting down chilling after they came back from Del Taco, and how he supposedly was I won't say forcing himself on her, like per her words, it was more like he was like really touchy-feely, like touching her thigh, supposedly touching her thigh, was trying to touch her boobs. She was like I said, she was trying to get out of the car, and she was like, you know, Tavon, stop, like, I'm in a relationship. I think I said gay when I was like, she got kicked out. She got kicked out more so for liking girls. She's not gay, she's bisexual. She's like, you know, I've always been more attracted to women, but I do find attraction to men. I do have sex with men. So it was important to know. I just forgot to. And she's like sitting there telling me the story. Mind you, she doesn't know that he's sitting in the car with me. He also doesn't know exactly what she is saying. Okay, I think that's a very important point to make. All he hears is my side of the conversation because she's in my AirPod. She's just telling me like, yeah, like I just, you know me, I'm very, very hypersexual, and I wasn't attracted to him at all. Like I felt zero attraction. Y'all, I really need y'all to remember that little small detail, because that's a lot. So at this point, he's hearing my side of the conversation because he heard me ask her, which I probably shouldn't have did that, but he heard me ask her, so are you trying to say like he made you feel uncomfortable? And she was like, I mean, yeah, because it was just weird that he kept like, you know, doing that even after I said stop. And then even for me to not be attracted to him, you know, it was just odd that, you know, he didn't want to stop. I'm sitting here dumbfounded, like, how could this happen? I'm just like really dumbfounded, y'all. So me and her finally get off the phone, because I really can't remember too much of that conversation, like I said, but me and her finally get off the phone. He turns to me, he was like, I know that she did not say I made her uncomfortable. I was like, basically she did. That's what she said. And so he was like, no, let me tell you what happened. He was like, we were sitting in the car. I took her to Del Taco. We came back. We was in the car. We was talking. They were sitting there having casual conversation. He touched her thigh. So I was like, okay, boom, a connection between the two stories. Somewhere in there, thigh got touched. He was like, he touched her thigh, and she was like, Tavon, you need to stop because I will fuck you right now. And I was like, that does sound like something she would say. That sounded like something she would say, y'all. I'm sorry. So she's like, you know, Tavon, stop, because like I will fuck you right now, like you just don't understand. And I'm like, okay. So he's sitting there, he's telling me the story of basically how like she was kind of throwing herself at him and he wasn't necessarily doing anything to stop it. That's his story, and then we already know her story. So at this point, I'm really sitting there kind of, I don't know what to do, who to believe, because I don't want to say that my friend is lying about sexual assault. What? Why would I know? So I'm really just sitting there dumbfounded and shocked and confused, because I'm just like, she can't be lying about this. Like, she wouldn't lie about this. But at the same time, her lying about that situation of ending up at his house is kind of playing in my mind, because I'm like, she's lied to me once, you know. So I'm like, I don't know who or what to believe, y'all. Like, basically is what it is. Like, I'm just like, I don't know who or what I should believe. I told her when we was on the phone, I do remember I said, well, you need to block him. I also said this because when, in between like the time that she called me and was like, hey, I'm at his house on his couch, she basically confides in me that she went to this dude's house that she barely knew, and a similar situation happened. And so I'm just like telling her, I feel like, you know, if he made you uncomfortable, you need to block him, stay away from him, and all of that. After that, Tavon was telling me, like, I'm not dealing with her anymore because this could have went so far left. Like, her sitting here saying, oh, he did X, Y, and Z to me could have went really badly for him. Months down the line, like, me and Tavon are on the phone, and he tells me, you won't believe who tried to call me. And I'm like, who tried to call you? Like, I'm just being funny, like, who tried to call you? I'm thinking it's one of his little crazy exes, child. He was like, Hannah tried to call me. Why is Hannah trying to call me? That made me kind of second guess some things, right? That made me kind of look sideways at some things. I am a victim of sexual assault, sexual harassment. And I know the person who did that to me, whenever I was out of that situation, I wanted nothing else to do with them. I did get a no contact order to where, you know, he couldn't contact me through social media, in person, through another person or anything like that, because I just didn't want to be around him. Now, I get that people handle situations differently, but I just know, like, as a victim of sexual assault, I was not trying to call the person who assaulted me. Like, that was just weird. I was just like, why is she trying to call you if she said out of her own mouth, he made me uncomfortable? Mind you, at this point, I still haven't said anything to Hannah. I'm just like, I'm gonna let this play out. Like, it's been months. I really thinking that she blocked him because she told me that he made her uncomfortable. So as that's going on, I'm just like, okay, why is she calling you? He was like, I don't know. I'm not answering it though, because you said that I made you feel uncomfortable. Why are you calling me? I was like, okay, I'm glad we are kind of on the same track. Like, I'm glad we thinking similar right now, because to me it's just not making sense. He sends me a screenshot of her sliding up on his Snapchat story, and it's him. The story that he posted was of him and Jamal. And I kid you not, she slides up and she says, you and your brother are both so fine to me. Like, I would fuck y'all both if I could. That was like red flag number 3, y'all. Like, I was like, okay, I'm not finna keep fucking doing this. At that point, I'm just like, it makes sense now. Like, she saw how well we reacted with each other and how he just had this soft spot with me, how he handled me. And she's like, well, damn, I want that. Well, baby girl, be careful what you wish for, because it took us time to get here. Like, me and him have been through a lot in order to get here. Once I found out that you looked me in my face and you lied, and then you lied on one of the most important people in my life. It's not like this boy just got here. He's been in my life since I was fucking 14 years old, and you damn near almost took that from me, because if I would have believed that he actually did something like that to her, best believe, like, I'm cutting him off. But something was just telling me, like a little birdie was in my ear, like, don't believe that shit. Don't believe that shit. Don't believe that shit. You gonna regret believing that shit. And I'm so glad I listened to that little birdie, because I would have regretted listening to that shit. So, to finish the story off, y'all. Okay, so to get into the next part of the story and to pretty much finish the story off, I confronted her and basically was just like, so I have a question, because, like, didn't you say that Tavon, you know, made you uncomfortable? She was like, I mean, yeah, why you ask? I was telling her, like, I found that weird that, you know, she said that and yet she was still in contact with him. That's my opinion, y'all. Y'all don't agree with it, I'm sorry. You could tell how the story changed, even in the messages. And so I'm like, at this point, this is how I know that you lied. This is how I know that you're lying, because your story, you can't even keep your story straight sitting here texting me right now. And a lot of people, I guess they understood, but for some reason she couldn't get it through her thick ass skull that I wasn't upset because this happened over a dude. I was upset because I was a friend to you and you basically stabbed me in the back. Like, I don't like being lied to. I don't like being lied on. I don't like being lied to. And you looked me in my face and tried to insult my intelligence by lying to me multiple times, to the point where even, like, when I was asking her at the start of the messages, didn't you say he made you uncomfortable? She said yes. She literally called me on the phone and told me, yeah, I wasn't attracted to him. I didn't want to do nothing. It just made me so uncomfortable, blah, blah, blah. But in the text messages, she was like, no, I'm not going to lie. I was tempted. I was very tempted to do something with him. That's not what you said, though. That's not what you said. So after that, I'm telling her, like, I'm basically done with you because, like, you know I hate being lied to. If you really had no ill intentions or whatever the case, like, you wouldn't have felt a need to lie to me. If you wanted my first love, cool. I really don't give a damn. At the time, like, I'm just like, that's not my man. So, like, honestly, you could have just told me, yeah, I'm feeling him, I'm attracted to him. But my thing is, you knew the extent of our relationship because you kept calling that boy my man. He was my man up until it was convenient for you that he wasn't my man. Because in the messages you keep saying, y'all not together, y'all not together. I don't really give a fuck about us being together because it's not about him. It's about the fact that you looked me in my face and you lied. You lied. It had nothing to do with my romantic history with him at all. It's the fact of the matter that you put me in a compromising situation. First, you lied to me. I'm just not going to get over the fact that you lied to me. Like, it's just not going to happen. First, you lied to me. And then second, you put me in a compromising position to where I could have lost him as a friend because I'm defending you. Or because I believed you when really you was trying to fuck him all along. When it comes out of my friends, I'll be completely honest with y'all. Like, I really ride for my friends. So, when it comes down to the fact that you sat here, you look me in my face, you fucking lied. I'm just not gonna get over the fact. I'm not getting over that, y'all. She really lied to me. And I hate being that person that's like, oh, this is what I've done for a person and da-da-da-da-da. But for me to open up, like, ask my family to open up the house for you and let you come over here, you know what I'm saying? Driving you to school because you're still in school. Okay? You obviously don't have a car. I'm coming to pick you up at this boy house late at night while I'm sick. Picking you up from this boy house just for you to get some food. And you're lying to me about how you even got there. Or like why you were even there in the first place. So that friendship ended very quickly. Words was said and I'm just like really putting it all together and looking back on it now. Am I upset because of the dude? No. Even right now, 3 years later, I'm just like, you just really didn't have to lie. I think I just probably would have understood more if she would have came to me and been like, you know, I'm kind of feeling him. Another thing that really ticked me off was like, once I confronted her, not only did you continue to lie because your story couldn't stay straight, but then you tried to flip it on me and try to make it seem like, basically was gaslighting me. Like, oh, you doing all of this for a dude. However, yeah, me and her stopped being friends because of that. And then kind of find out, like, he told me, Tavon, he told me a little later on, oh, that girl texted me, that girl crazy. He said that girl was crazy. I'm like, what you mean? He was like, she texted me after y'all got into y'all little fight and was like, you ruined our friendship. What? He ruined our No, he didn't ruin our friendship. Because he came back and he told me the truth. Like, he was really protecting the friendship that me and him had, while you basically said, fuck the friendship that me and you got. So, yeah, that's basically what happened, you know? We don't talk anymore at all. Like, we kind of left it at there. I blocked her. It kind of really sucked because I feel like I lose friends a lot. I think it's just like my picker is broken. I feel like my picker is broken. Okay, so that's basically the end of this video. I'm done with the makeup look and I'm done with the story. I really hope y'all guys enjoyed this story. If y'all did, please give it a big thumbs up. And comment down below if you ever had a friend do some fucked up shit to y'all too, because like that was just really wild to me. But let's get into the look. Let's get into the eyeshadow. The eyeshadow is cute, but I will give the entire look maybe a 7.5-ish, because like something is not something with the foundation. Like, I misplaced my regular foundation and I don't know, it's not the right color, and it's really blowing me. But that is all for this video. Let me know down below if you're ready for some more story time videos, because I really got some lined up for y'all. I do. But I really hope you guys enjoyed, and I will see y'all later. Stay rhapsodic.